some news that broke also is the cancellation of the Acolyte. It
Yes.
was a divisive, and you can say that about a lot of Star Wars stuff. A divisive series. Some people enjoyed the kind of new because this, when it was set, people kind of enjoyed it was a characters that didn't tie into until the very end. Then it tied into a very big character in Star Wars, which look at that, can't avoid it. But some people thought, hey, we're getting this brand new thing, and it has its detractors certainly. Were you looking forward to a continuation of this story, or were you like, you know what, take it or leave it?
I was all in.
Okay.
I wanted a season 2.
Okay.
I think what they set up, I think Manny Jacinto's The Stranger or Chimera, whatever
Sure.
you want to call him, was arguably the best part of this entire show. Amanda Stenberg did a great job as both Osha and May. I liked Master Soul. I'm forgetting the actor's name. And Dar, like I liked what the show set up. It was not perfect. I hated the prison break sequence in episode 2 or 3. I don't think it made a lot of sense. And there's elements where I wish shows like it, and this goes to Marvel shows on Disney Plus. This goes to a lot of shows on Disney Plus. They would be able to intertwine more storylines because episodes just feel like 30 minutes and they're done.
Yeah.
And at times that can feel rushed. And I think you need more character development and more like quiet moments, just more development overall with the shows. But that being said, I still think they had arguably some of the best lightsaber fights we've ever seen, if not the best. They had a interesting, different story set in a unique time period that we haven't seen, the High Republic era. It does tie into a big character at the very end, of course. It also ties into a character that we haven't seen to date that briefly makes an appearance in the season finale that I was really looking forward to finally like discovering more about that character. But I mean, it's not going to happen. It's too expensive of a show. Just didn't generate the viewership numbers. The critical response was more positive than the general response, but I think the general response was more internet bros
Definitely
being upset about women leading a show and diversity in their Star Wars Jedi and whatnot.
I would even say it's surprising, but this particular version of the Star Wars fandom has been doing this thing really for the last 20 years or so. I know the whole thing has been going, like, obviously Star Wars has been around a long time, but and I don't want to say it, but it's obvious when a non-white male is the leader of a show, for whatever reason, people have an issue with it because it's what they're introduced to. Now, Andor is not led by a white man.
No.
But Andor is one of the few things in the Star Wars universe since the first 3 movies that, for the most part, no one can say anything negatively about.
That and Rogue One,
Rogue One. Yeah, okay.
Rogue One
led by the same guy.
Yeah, and Rogue One and
Diego Luna.
And Andor, because I think while they do tie into like the main original trilogy, it still does something different.
It's enough. There's enough separation, so it's not confined by having to tie in. Although there's obviously Rogue One's been around a long time, but there's a giant character who shows up and has a remarkable scene at the very end. But yeah, it was his own thing with new characters, and you kind of fell in love with these characters, and it was over.
Yeah,
until we got Andor as a prequel series,
and Andor was arguably one of the best Star Wars things that's ever done. It focuses so much on the character establishment of that universe and the drama aspect of that universe that I think is something that other Star Wars shows could learn. Again, intertwine more storylines, take more time with it. That show was 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Like I wish we had more of that.
I guess they're
honestly.
not. It's just. I guess it's too expensive of a thing to make.
Yeah, I mean that's a problem that I think I referenced it when we were talking about House of the Dragon, where it dropped down from 10 episodes to 8, and we ended on what was like, that's our season finale,
like a coda of what's to come. When if you just gave us 2 more episodes, maybe it ends with a giant battle, and everyone's excited about season 3 coming up.
And that's a byproduct of just these larger scale shows where we get them, but then they cut down. They are shorter. They are maybe 6 episodes, which I'm fine with, but at least tell a full story.
Definitely.
And it feels like things are stretched out now. Last of Us is going to be only 7 episodes this upcoming season. Longer episodes maybe, but still 7 episodes.
Do we know if that's going to be part 1 of the second game, or is it going to be the full?
No, it's going to be like a part 1 of the game.
Yeah, because there's so much in game 2 that I don't know how you would do it in 7.
They're going to stretch it out to, I think, season 3 or season 4. I forget how. They don't want to go much farther than that, though.
Got it. Okay, so those are some things you can find on the podcast.